Look at Toni in the mirror. Toni must be lying down because you can't see him in the rear view mirror. It's a vampire! Let's play Bahnsen Knights. Hello and welcome to a new Play Short in Your Games. Today I'm going to play yet another game by LCB Game Studios. They also did Mothman 1966 and Varney Lake. And they kind of have this approach, not to all their games, I know there's a few games I haven't played yet, but to the games I played, of like pulp horror, point and click. Very old school visuals, but really cool, amazing stories, very bananas. Like I can tell you, you'll never guess what happens in any of those. It's always a wild ride. So I'm really looking forward to this. 1986 Tornado Alley, USA. Go undercover as Boulder, an agent infiltrating the notorious religious cult known as the Bahnsen Knights. Also, Bahnsen Knights sounds like it should be accompanied with like an electric solo guitar, like Bahnsen Knights! Bow, bow, bow! You know, so... That's what I have in my head, especially with a setting in the 80s, you know. Okay, face off against occultists, biblical storms, and an enigmatic car salesman turned preacher as you investigate the disappearance of a fellow agent and close friend. Aren't they always? It's never like I have to investigate this disappeared asshole that I really did not like. Although I think that would actually make for a really compelling story to have to rescue someone you really, really despise. But I guess, you know, close friend it is. So... let's see what it has to offer. Missed the intro, sorry. Alright, yeah, so Pixel Pulps, that's I think the series that I follow and the games that I played. Let's put the music here. Effects can be a little bit louder and master should be the loudest. As the ever so wise Let's Player Tenchro says, always, the voices are always too quiet. Although I don't think there's voiceover here. So I'll be the voiceover. And be warned, I don't do voices well. Tip, remember to save the game from time to time. Oh no! Oh no, I will not remember that. Alright. Episode 1. Also, this will be more episodes than 1. Because those games usually take a couple of hours to play, and I like to have like Let's Play videos that are half an hour, an hour. It's nice to edit, but also nice to have a breather in between and not rush through it, you know. That way also I can, while I'm editing the previous episodes, think about stuff and then come up with amazing analysis in the next episode. So it's a win-win situation. There's something heavy in the air. Nope. So the spacebar does not continue this. It has to be enter. Oh, some kind of tension. Oh, but also left mouse click. It's not just silence that follows his pauses. It's expectation. Oh, that's the preacher / car salesman. Son of a bitch knows how to talk. Oh, don't they all? They're all salesmen. Like all those TV preachers. We don't have that many in Germany. But the mega church people in America, they're all salespeople. Don't be fooled. They're all salespeople, essentially. Dozens of people listen to Toni's sermon with tears in their eyes. After each pause, they wait. Suspense making their pulses race. Shit. And Toni knows it. Ooh, is Toni a good guy? Haha. You notice the way he waits before starting certain lines. How he builds up the crowd's energy and makes the most of every silence. Although you've heard his speeches before, you can't help but notice that there's a certain magnetism in his words. It's called charisma. Some people really have it. Also, some people have it on camera and not in real life, and others have it in real life but not on camera, and very selected few have it both. Like meeting someone, I met a musician once for an interview, and she was was it Jessica Hoop? Yeah, I think. She was so charismatic in real life. I was flustered. It was really horrible because it really affected how I did the interview, because she was like this larger than life personality. So some people, and those preachers probably always have it. You remember that before the storms, Toni had been a used car salesman. Did you know that the idea that hell is below us was etched into the Western subconscious by a 14th century poem? Toni claims that more than 500 years ago, the devil sat behind Dante Alighieri and dictated the verses of the Divine Comedy to him. Well, that's a hot take, I guess. You look around. You can feel the contained energy, and you know it won't be much longer. Where do you think the tornadoes that plague our county come from? It's climate change. It's easy as that. Don't be fooled. You close your eyes and feel the hairs on your arms stand on end. Hell isn't below us. No, not beneath our feet. You crazy son of a bitch. Hell is above us all. People recognize the end of the sermon and you feel like something finally breaks. A huge amount of energy gets released. And the clamor is deafening. You wonder if the same crowd could be heard over the passing of an F5 tornado. Trying not to draw too much attention, you walk away from the scene by strolling to the other side of the barn. Oh, who's that? Mysterious stranger? Still smoking? Oh yeah, it's 1986. Everyone smoked. Everyone! You light a cigarette and take a few drags. Oh, it's me! Okay. I look different in profile. Well, I also do, so I get it. You can still hear them cheering. Because he looks a lot different than this one. You grab your head. What head? What were you thinking? You didn't infiltrate the Bahnsen Knights to analyze their leader's sermons. You need to know what happened to Cupra. Like this? Grab your head? Or do you have an actual head? Cupra is the agent. Okay. You think of your partner, of the work at the agency, all the beers you shared. Cupra is the godfather of your 3-year-old daughter. The day she was born, he promised that whatever happened to you, he would be there for her. You feel an emptiness in your stomach and try to think of something else. I still can't understand why you smoke that brand, Boulder. Oh, it's the car salesman. Toni! Toni, Toni, Toni! You settle back into the present. You didn't hear him coming, so they know each other. I needed some air. Or he's still incognito, and he probably pretends to be like a member of the... here. Grab the keys. Toni shakes the keychain close to your face. You don't really seem to have a choice, and grab the keys. Is there something wrong with my Sierra? No, it's not that. Today's sermon was intense. I need you to drive me in my Sierra. What about mine? Should I leave it here? Yeah, don't worry. Tomorrow a new driver joins the group, and we're going to use the barn for the baptism. A new baptism? This soon? You stare at Toni looking for a sign. Nothing. It's not the first time Tony's had someone drive him in his car, but it's the first time he asked you. Let's hurry before everyone heads out. You walk to Tony's Ford Sierra and get into the driver's seat. I'll sit in the back. Need to stretch my legs a bit. That is so rude, isn't it? It's like when someone drives you and you immediately go to the back. Look here, I have motion sickness, so the front always is my preferred seat because otherwise I get ill. But still, if someone who's not like a taxi driver, you know, is driving you and you go automatic, like if a friend offers to drive you and you automatically go to the back, it is such a rude thing because it's immediately turning a power dynamic. But yeah, he's the wild, you know, preacher, so I guess that's what he gets off on. You turn the keys and hear the engine roar. Step on it, Boulder. Don't be shy. Why did he ask you to drive him? Why not ask one of the others? Could it be because he found you near where the cars were parked and just wanted to hurry? And what was that about a new baptism? Based on what you've heard, neither candidate's ready yet. Ooh, that's nice. That's the cars, the lights from the streets. Even though you try to focus on the route, you can't help but think that something is wrong. So yeah, the style of these games, and I love it, is very like, because it's not, like, it feels very old school adventure pixel style, but it has a lot of comic book aesthetics in the way the frames, you know, are sized and the layout. So it's one of the things I really truly love about the series. A doubt forms like a cloud in your mind. What does Toni know? Look at Toni in the mirror, talk to him. Ooh! Let's look at him. Although, what is more suspicious? If we talk to him or look at him? Let's talk to him. Toni. We don't have to chat, Boulder. Oh, okay, so... what does he mean? Your hands sweat on the steering wheel. Try to calm down and think. Toni's voice came from behind the passenger seat. Look at Toni in the mirror. Toni must be lying down because you can't see him in the rear view mirror. It's a vampire! It is a vampire! You can't see him in the rear view mirror. Man, that's a tongue twister. Rear view mirror. Rear view mirror. Rear mirror. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not even trying. Look over your shoulder. But that is suspicious behavior. If you look over our shoulder, he knows that we know. Keep driving. Even though you want to see what Toni is doing back there, you decide not to make any more suspicious moves. Turn on the radio. You don't know what Toni is doing back there, and he doesn't want to talk either. Music might help you think more clearly. Turn on the radio. Static. Turn the dial to the left. Feel some movement at the back. Leave it there. Listen. You recognize the song and a chill runs down your spine. It's an old blues song about betrayal. That does not sound like an old blues song about betrayal. Yeah, it's like the old blues, you know? Stay on the station. If the boss says so. You focus on the song's lyrics and everything falls into place. And I knew it. The music is so loud. It is so loud, even though I turned it down. You focus on the song's lyrics and everything falls into place. Toni knows. He knows you infiltrated the Bahnsen Knights. Wow! He knows you're investigating what happened to Cupra. This son of a bitch just knows. So what would he do now? Would he wait until he got out of the car and shoot you in the back of the head? You grip the wheel tight with both hands. Toni would never kill anyone inside one of his Sierras. I'm staying in this car! You think of your daughter, of Cupra. Of the promise he made you that no one would ever fulfill. Boulder, the truck! Everything happened too fast. And although Toni wasn't killed instantly, neither of you survived the frontal collision with the truck. What? What? That's an ending? That's wild. Okay, turn it to the right. Someone talking about politics, not what you're looking for. You don't want to hear the sports results either, and you keep looking. You can't turn the dial to the right anymore. So we have to change the station. Politics. More static. You feel some movement at the back. Leave it there. Listen. You recognize the song and a chill. Blah, 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 blah. The old blue. Change the station. Boulder, what are you doing? Sorry, but you know the rules of the Bahnsen Knights. Wow! Better than anyone. The driver chooses the music. Ha 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 ha. Toni laughs and something about it calms you down. Static. One of your favorite songs comes on and you let go of the dial. You don't know if it's because of how Toni laughed when you mentioned one of the Bahnsen Knights rules. Sorry, I should wait a little bit before reading. Because you're listening to the first song you danced to with Eva. Is that my wife? Whatever the reason, you start to calm down. Before you know it, you're singing the song under your breath. La 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 la. Oh god, I would not. Not in... Well, I do here, but that's for comedic effect. In company, I rarely sing. Come on, Boulder. Louder! Pumped up by Toni's words, you start singing out loud. When you finish, Toni starts clapping. Listen. Tomorrow's an important day for all of us. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe I was super panicked. You know, I'm paranoid. Maybe Toni wants to... Maybe we're not yet baptized. Because if we're a new member, maybe baptism takes a while to initiate. And maybe we're supposed to be the new baptized driver. And that's the test drive. I moved the baptism of the new driver forward because there's someone who's not going to be sticking around. The others were going to take care of him before going to the bar. What's Toni talking about? Well, not us, obviously, because we're not in the bar. And what had his nameless driver done? Would they do it to him the same as they did to Kupra? So Kupra is dead. We know that for a fact. Again, this feeling of emptiness in your stomach. But let's focus on the positive. Tomorrow you'll have your first route exorcism. Happy, Boulder? You try to smile. What? To hide the shaking in your left hand. The rest of the trip you do in silence. You know that you'll have to be more careful than ever if you don't want to be discovered. You park near the entrance of the bar, get out and open Toni's door. Toni slaps you on the shoulder and smiles. You enter the bar. Toni nods towards the counter and winks at you. He then vanishes through the door in the back. In Danny's, the beer is free for the Bahnsen Knights. Wow! Sorry, I will stop. I'll stop. I'm starting to annoy myself. I know, I'm sorry. Old Danny had been one of the group's first drivers. So you can survive being a driver, it's good to know. After his tragic death, his son Kevin had taken over the bar. So you can survive being a driver, that's not good to know. And Kenny's got some amazing mustache game. Look at it. It's like the sideburns connect to the mustache. Is it mustache? Mustache. But I like to say mustache. I like it. Kevin despised Toni and his followers. But even with their differences, he upheld the agreements with the Bahnsen Knights. Does Toni know that Kevin spit in every glass of beer before putting it on the counter? Well, for the Bahnsen Knights, or just in every single glass of beer. That would be... In case someone swear, although I'm quite sure some people do it. Not all, I think bar people in general, they also have their codes. But, you hear someone swearing to your left and see a group of men walking away from the Glenlivet dartboard. The dartboard was Kevin's idea. Oh yeah, also, these types of games, if you're new to them, for my loyal viewers, you know, you're bored by this. There's always little mini games and I'm always bad at them, just so you know. The dartboard was Kevin's idea. Each customer is allowed to throw one dart a night. But not the Bahnsen Knights. Toni had taken care of that. Why? The Bahnsen Knight can throw as many darts as they want. Oh, okay. And try to make a Glenn's eye. Yeah, I don't want to order a beer now that I know he spits in them. I get close to the dartboard. A Glenn's eye is the highest score, the center of the dartboard. Whoever gets a Glenn's eye wins a shot of single malt whiskey. Yeah, but he will spit in them if I'm a Bahnsen Knight, so whatever. A Glenlivet. And it's customary for the winner to pour the shot of Glenlivet into their eye. It's probably a different pronunciation because it sounds a little bit Irish. Maybe it's Scottish. I'm sorry. I would say it's Irish though. And they pronounce things differently than a lot of English folks. Take aim. Oh no, oh god, oh god, oh god, no. Oh, that's no, don't do that to me. Oh god. Close enough, but no cigar. 40. Cooper used to say that to get a Glenn's eye, you don't need to think. That when you think, your mind tricks you into seeing things more simply than they are. You don't have to worry about aiming and visualizing an imaginary crosshair. All of those are just mind games. Crutches of the imagination. What you need is to wait for it and listen to your body. No. No, Cooper. No, not my body. If I listen to my body, bad things will happen. The body knows, Boulder. It does not. It does not, Cooper. Throw another dart. Take aim. Look, it's... No. Okay, let's... Yeah. Order. Oh, shit, I have to order. You know he's not going to spit in your glass. Oh! Kevin was Cooper's friend. And something tells you that Kevin knows you're nothing like the rest of the Bahnsen Knights. You finish your beer and stretch your back. You look over at the door in the back. There's something Toni said you can't get out of your head. The exorcism thing? Because that's something that sticks with me. Starting tomorrow they let you join in the Holy Cross. You and your fourth Sierra will participate in the route exorcism at last. So they drive around and then they exorcise people on the road. Oh, it's a business. Only in America. No, I think there's quite a few countries where probably exorcisms are still a thing. Episode 2. Yeah, we will play the second episode and I think then we can have like a first impression and round this part up. I like it. I'm into it. But I always am with these types of games. You place your hand on your chest and suppress the burp before it reaches your mouth. Ew! No, no, that's disgusting. You adjust your seat and muster the strength to embark on another day. It's been over a month since your first exorcism. Oh, okay. You don't know how much more you can take. You still haven't discovered what happened to Cupra, nor have you found the evidence necessary to incriminate Toni. You lower the sun visor on the passenger side. View holy cards. View drawing. Aww. Anguish constricts your chest. Neither heartburn nor the burning sensation in your esophagus troubles you anymore. Isn't that like super dangerous and actually not official and very forbidden to bring something like this to undercover work? Because if I would do undercover work in a cult, man, no, I would be like, I have no family, I have no one I care about. So if you ever thought I was infiltrating the cult, you know, I would want to like pressure me into doing stuff by, you know, doing something to my family. I don't have family. I don't have friends. No one likes me. You know, that would be my thing. Okay. Nor the burning sensation in your esophagus troubles you anymore. Maybe I read that before. I'm sorry. You experience a shapeless pain. A pain that doesn't cling to the body, but rather to the absence of anything. Ollie. Is that the Olivia? You focus on the drawing. Like, I like the drawings though. And those marks that still feel close to you, yet are part of a different life. You recall Eva's laughter upon seeing how Olivia depicted you. It's a huge head. It works well. Eva pointed to your belly, and you feigned offense. What? There's no belly. It is the same kind of belly. Eva, you should shut your mouth. What are you your belly is bigger than mine. You would scold her for mocking your child's artistic abilities. Yeah, this looks perfectly fine, very typical, you know. I always love, and kids do that the arms always come out of the torso, like they're not attached to the shoulders. They're just like, just imagine, you know, if you're a fan of body horror, if that actually were the case, that we had, the arms would come out of our sides. It would be amazing. Also, all of our necks would be super long, or we wouldn't have any. That's the two versions kids do. Eva would ask you to put Olivia to sleep, giving you a playful wink, and you would lull her to sleep, watching her fight the pull of slumber. Aware that Eva awaited you in the other room. Knick-knack, we say in Germany. Not all of us, but it's like a short thing, and I think maybe it's not even being said anymore by anyone. But back in the days, you said knick-knack as like, if you wanted to avoid being too vulgar, but also didn't want to sound like a prude. Knick-knack was it was a very good, you know, middle ground. Anyway, view holy cards. You gaze at the holy cards. Sometimes you wonder if the agency complicates matters unnecessarily. Each saint represents a specific area of investigation, and the holy cards serve as a means to communicate with your handler discreetly. You shut your eyes and you believe you catch a glimpse of them. You start the car. So, I have these cards, and each of them is a FBI or police handler, I guess. So I have different investigations going, knowing that the road numbs your consciousness. Cooper once told you that he used to fall asleep listening to a tape of white noise on his Walkman. It helped because white noise encompasses all the frequencies audible to humans. The perfect place for those voices that kept him awake to get lost in the crowd. It doesn't work for me. Like, everything that's not... Weirdly, audiobooks work for me. I get very tired when I listen to them. Audio plays are different, but it depends. And music, it depends very much. But usually music is interesting enough that I stay awake. Although I used heavy metal, very loud heavy metal, and screamo music is very good on festivals when it's too loud, you know. Then I found out that I actually can concentrate very well if I hear like screamo and stuff like that. Okay, but anyways, the perfect place for those voices that kept him awake to get lost in the crowd. Have you read Poe? Cooper held Edgar Allan Poe in high regards. Yeah, he's alright. And it felt like a personal affront every time you told him that you hadn't read him yet. You glanced at the passenger seat. We had to do The Raven, I think, at school, so... Would it be enough this time? The idea of using holy cards in the investigation couldn't be more apt. After all, you perceive every communication with your handler as a prayer. You walk with great strides. You remember Eva, and how she mimicked the rhythm of your walk and laughed while doing so. Man, she sounds like a very nasty person. Just mocking him. Okay. Also, well, I do roast my partner as well, so I guess I'm feeling myself reflected here. There they are. No! They're both dead? Oh, shit! Oh, both. So they both died at the same time. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, I'm so sorry. It was your handler's idea. When you heard it, it seemed like a bad joke. You couldn't believe what she was proposing. Erecting the fake grave. Oh man, what the? And I fell for it. Erecting the fake graves of your wife and daughter in a local cemetery. Johanna said it was perfect as a cover. Yes, yes, because cults prey upon people who don't have family, because then they don't have to do so much work to alienate those people from family. And especially since most cults, they want money. It's almost always capitalism. It's always about money. It's also about power and abuse and whatnot, but behind that is always money. It's you know, it's so often money. And so if you want money from someone and they still have family, it can be more difficult because then they, you know, maybe they share assets and whatnot. So it's much more difficult to get it from them if they have family and friends. So yeah, the handler is right. It's a great cover. Your wife and daughter would have been killed in a road accident, which would explain your disregard for life and self-destructive impulses behind the wheel. 2 desirable traits among the Bahnsen Knights. However, I'm sorry, my chair is like... Sorry, it's very loud. However, the true brilliance of the idea lay elsewhere, and that was to name them after your real wife and daughter. As an undercover agent, you would have no contact with them, and you could harness those genuine feelings of loss to make your cover more convincing. Yeah, but wouldn't it also be much more easier to Google it? Oh, it's 1986, so no. Okay, forget that. Forget that. I'm living in 2024. You gaze at your daughter's grave. Yeah, it's, oof, you know, it's probably something where if you actually have a family, you have like shivers down your spine whenever you see that. Even if it's fake, it's like a bad omen, you know, it's very morbid. 1978 to 1981. Even though you know no one is buried there, the dates evoke a profound sadness, and you avert your eyes. You're aware your handler chose your daughter's grave for the exchange because that reaction is common to most people. It's difficult to confront the death of a child. Remember what each holy card presents. Father Mario. Whoa! Father Mario was a healing priest from La Matanza, Argentina. There's a famous phrase of his, I'm the guitar, God is the guitar player. Oh, no! That's so cheesy. The agency uses Father Mario's holy card to catalog the actions of Toni's acquaintances. I'll write that down. I'll write that down. So, it's Mario. It's me, Mario. Sorry. Great. Oh, God. It's just... I will never be able to read this. Okay. And thus build a case against the entire hierarchy of the Bahnsen Knights. Saint Cajetan of Tien, patron saint of administrative officers. What? That exists? The agency uses his holy card to catalog accounting documentation. Cajetan. Accounting. Yeah, that's the fraud. That's the money laundering. Mary Andua of Nods. Well, hello there, Mary. Mary Andua of Nods is an allegorical representation of human difficulties. The knots symbolize those problems that the Virgin helps to unravel. The agency uses her holy card to catalog documentation that seems to have been forged. Forgery. Alright, shouldn't that be also be part of accounting? Also, the accounting doesn't have the second explanatory sentence. Or obtained illegally. Back. Examine available evidence. Copy of receipt. The receipt is for 20 cans of red paint. You know that Toni paints huge crosses on his barns. And although the receipt is not evidence in itself to convict him, it could prove valuable to forensic accountants. Permission to drive after curfew. After the storm season and some security issues that followed the humanitarian crisis, the government issued a curfew prohibiting movement, except for those with a special permit. Sorry. How had Toni managed to get a permit issued in his name? Well, he's probably quite influential. That's the big deal and issue with the bigger cults, right? Like, you'll always be blown away by who actually is a member. Even with celebrities, it is so weird to find out who is member of a weird cult and who was member of that, you know. It's just... And you never... I mean, sometimes it's very obvious. I mean, Tom Cruise and Scientology, that's like, you know, they really fit together. But Juliette Lewis is someone that really, I don't know, it disappoints me so much because I think she's so amazing as an actress. And then she's part of this, and it's... I can't wrap my... I think she's the one person in Scientology that I really... Man, I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. Select holy card. No. Select right. And then assign evidence. So Cajetan was accounting. Copy of receipt. You sign the evidence to the holy card. Okay. And then... acquaintances, forgery. It's probably forgery. Permission. You assign the evidence to the holy card. Exit. Cool. Sherlock, assigned first evidence correctly. Bam! Yeah, well, it wasn't that difficult, so, you know, no need to celebrate myself. You leave the holy cards on the grave, and you retreat the way you came. Will the evidence stack up this time? No. That's not even close to enough. Could you build a case with this new information? No, not at all. How much longer will you endure the Bahnsen Knights? However desperate you are to find out what happened to Kupra, you long to go home. You want to embrace them, kiss them. You miss them so much. You yearn for Olivia to draw you, for Eva to laugh at you. To put Olivia to sleep. Knowing that Eva is waiting for you in the other room. Yeah, so I roast my husband, but he actually laughs about it. You know, and I try to listen when he says, oh, too far, because a roast can very easily turn into something, you know, mean-spirited. Even if you don't mean it, it can be. And so I try to avoid certain topics and not do it. But sometimes, you know, it's the worst. If you think you're funny, then you always... It's always about playing with limits, you know, and the unexpected. But yeah, if he's laughing, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm like, yeah, if he's laughing, you know, it should be okay. But yeah, don't judge me, please. No, I'm very nice to him as well. I tell him that he's an amazing person on a pretty much daily basis, so, you know. Okay, knowing that Eva is waiting for you in the other room. Alright, whoa, what's happening? The Sierra gets in front of you, and you manage to brake at the last second. Fuck you! Vincent smiles, and you barely stop yourself from stepping out of the car to punch the grin off his face. Wait a minute! So... What the developer does is with their Pixel Pulps, they have intervening stories. So Mothman 1966 has a couple of characters that appear again in Varney Lake, and I think Vincent might be a character from Varney Lake. So this is a crossover. You think of Kupra, and one of the exercises he taught you to survive as an undercover agent. It's a mind trick. You have to imagine a sort of continuum for each person you interact with. Some sort of bar divided into 7 equal parts. Follow me, Boulder. You look at Vincent, and you can imagine that bar. The beginning of the bar represents full confidence. The end, total suspicion, that point where they are going to accuse you and discover your true identity. You apply Cooper's trick to all the Bahnsen Knights. Apart from Toni, with Toni you never know where you stand, bar or no bar. You hear Vincent rev the car's engine. Vroom, vroom, vroom. He wants to see us. You grit your teeth hard. You take comfort in thinking that if the evidence is good enough this time, it's not. It's like paint cans and like some forged document. It's not enough. It won't be long before you'll be back with your family. Alright. Save. Return. And main menu. Are you sure you want to quit the title screen? Any unsaved game progress will be lost. That's fine. Yeah, I really love this, but it's not a surprise for me because the Pixel Pulps, when it comes to the gameplay and the way they're being told, I mean, I've played 2 other games before and I enjoyed them tremendously because I think the writing is very strong. It really sucks you in. It is like a pulp fiction read, you know, where you immediately are drawn in because it already hints at something. You know, there's always high drama. You get thrown into a very dramatic situation, you know. It's not a Stephen King approach where you take, like, you know, 1/3 of the book to set the mood, which I also enjoy. This is not a criticism. It's a different style of starting and writing and structuring a story. And I think this might be about vampires. I'm not quite sure because I'm really bad with names, but I think Vincent is from Varney Lake, and I can spoil this because that's very early in the game. It's a little bit about vampires. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's a really cool thing because, so, Mothman 1966 had more like regular people, you know, experiencing something weird. And then Varney Lake was kids, so it was more like a Stand By Me / Goonie situation. And then Bahnsen Knights is more like the typical police the police investigation approach, you know. So what I really love with those Pixel Pulps is that they cover different genres. So the first one was more, yeah, the small town couple that goes through a weird experience, like Night of the Living Dead, you know. It starts out more like, as it starts with a date, doesn't it? And then it all goes to shit. And I think The Blob as well has kind of like teenage characters, you know, and then things turn horrible. And then Varney Lake was more, yeah, Lost Boys, you know, Goonies, Stand By Me. Only one of them is really a horror story, but you know what I'm getting at. And then Bahnsen Knights, what can I think of? Like police horror movies. Man, I don't watch them that often, so I'm not quite sure. But isn't there After Dark? Could that be it? And then it's not technically police because it's more journalist, but Nightcrawler or Night Flyer? Night Flyer, the Stephen King short story adaptation that is better than all people think. It's one of those most underrated Stephen King adaptations, I think, of all time. It's fantastic. I think it's Night Flyer. Amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, it's really cool. I like it. It has a protagonist you really hate, but that's supposed to be the case, you know, and it's great. It's fantastic acting by the main character. I don't know the actor's name right now, but I can put it in the hula for editing. We'll put it in the liner notes. That's me also. So yeah, always weird to talk to yourself in the third person. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. What do you think? Vampires, no vampires? Cults are always cool. Also, if they do route exorcisms, maybe they don't do an exorcism. Maybe they turn people into other vampires. Maybe the whole exorcism thing is more like a recruiting journey. Who knows? We'll find out. Yeah, really looking forward to this. How did you like the game? Man, that was no full stop at all between those sentences. How did you like it? Do you know a lot of pulp horror? Oh yeah. Do you know an 80s or maybe even 90s horror movie that has police in it, or a police officer or an agent? I know there are probably a lot, but I can't think of any right now. I think I have one or two in my head, but not like this nitty-gritty stuff. So if you can think of some, you know, put them in the comments. As movie recommendations, it's always super cool, right? But also, if you're new to this channel, you know, I play a lot of indie horror games. So if you like a lot of talking, a lot of tangents, and a lot of horror games, you know, then this is the right place, I think. And, you know, if you subscribe, I promise you, even if I'm amazing at car selling, you know, I'm the best, which I'm not. I'm not good at sales. I'm a marketer, and those are usually horrible at sales. It's like the great divide, you know. But anyways, if I were, you know, I would not turn this skill into being a cult leader, because honestly, it would be too much stress. I would be stressed out, because cults usually, they forge stuff. They have money laundering going on, you know, and then they have all the abuse and everything. It would be so much stress to be found out, but also to kind of ignore what you're doing because it's essentially really bad what you're doing. But I guess, you know, then again, that's probably the reason why I'm neither a salesperson. Little joke. If you're a salesperson, look, some of my best friends are salespeople. Actually, they're not. But you know what I mean. No, nothing against salespeople. They're their own kind, though. But yeah, other than that, subscribe. Please, no. Do or don't, you know, it's your choice. I will not make you, because that would make me a cult leader if I forced you to do it, right? Well, it wouldn't make me a cult leader, it would make me an asshole. But still. Anyways, I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a wonderful day. And maybe see you next time. Bye! This is my self-recorded outro song so I don't get hit with copyright claims. If you subscribe to a lot of fun tutorials, reviews, and let's plays.